Hello, Commanders. How are we doing today? I hope you're all doing well on this Stella Eclipse Armada Thursday. In today's video, I want to touch base on something that I've seen other content creators talk about. I know Rev did a video about it, but had to prove it for ourselves, and I wanted to go over the results with you. As well as I will see if I can post some of this on Discord for those who are interested, because I have had people in the past who have kind of shown interest in this as well. For a long time, these 45 epic armadas in exchange space that you have to take down with, the armadas in exchange space that you're taking down with the Stella. It's important to take them down with your Stella because the Stella has the ability, and let's just read it. Why not? Master Thief. Increases the rewards you get from Eclipse hostiles and Armada targets by a certain percentage based upon the level of your ship. So here's the crew that I used. I think the idea, and we'll go over the reports here in a minute, but I think the idea is that you want to do as much damage as possible while still keeping your ship or ships alive. And before we go into a lot of that, just take a quick moment here, quick plug to help the channel. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video, as well as if you want to see future content, please hit that subscribe notification bell. That will keep you in the loop when I release new content. So here's the officers that I have. You got Beverly Crusher, first do no harm as a captain. She's going to restore your shield health based upon the health of your of the stats on your ship, officers on your ship. Her officer ability is she's going to have some mitigation stats. So that's helpful to keep your shields up and going. We have Ash Tyler. Giorgio, she is applying burning, and in the test that we did, it's tough coordinating sometimes with so many different players, but we tried to make it so that I was the only one that had burning, so we could save setup for other people in the group to maximize damage. And then Ash Tyler's officer ability, if the opponent is burning, Ash Tyler increases the damage of the ship by 100% of the total attack of the officers on the ship. Cumulative. So you're going to see an increase in the damage that you're doing over time as long as burning is active. And then, I probably could have done a little bit better with my below decks. I was trying to get as much attack as I could while I was also trying to get some health on the ship. So there's probably a little bit more I could have done, but this is who I had below decks. Because I didn't think that people probably had a maxed a maxed Bologna Taurus. Sorry, I'm doing this video on the fly, so not much preparation. To apply Hull Breach, I had someone bring Beverly Crusher, Lorca, and Tyler, so we had that extra damage for the criticals that we would inflict. And then everyone else was tasked with bringing Beverly Crusher, Ash Tyler, and Khan. So the burning, which is applied to the target. So you only need one burning officer per in one ship. Not everyone needs to have burning because it's applied to the target. So with my Giorgio, as long as she's applying it to the target, everyone else benefits from it. In other words, everyone's Ash Tyler is going to trigger because I'm burning the opponent. Or because I was. So pretty cool there. So that's what we did. Let's take a moment here and let's look at a couple of the battle reports, and then I want to show you some of the information from Spock's Club. So it was a good test. This was the first one, and part of the reason that triggered this as well was we recently, a few weeks or a month ago, I can't remember how long it's been now, but recently I was able to get my Armada Control Center to level 50! Yay! Which means, for those who don't know, is once you get to level 50, which takes gobs and gobs of rare Armada tactical cores, which are so tough to get. So work on those if you're not. Anyways, getting to level 50 allows you to have 7 seats. And so we figured, okay, let's test it out. Let's try this and see how well this works. So what we did, we actually weren't sure how well this was going to go. And so what we did is we had someone bring in their Titan, and they buffed as many people as they could. And I can't remember how many people. I think most of the ships were buffed by the Titan. We had people who had a Cerritos and a Defiant boost in their ships. So we had as many buffs going as we could. And I think Anthem, our leader, our alliance, I think he had a 300% exo comp going, and others could have had exo comps going that I can't kind of comment on, but I didn't have any exo comps going, but some of my research is pretty darn good. So, and just scanning real quick, we had Roid Rage had a 1.5 million Stella, Firehawk 1.8, Thimblerig, sorry dude, apparently can't say your name tonight, 2 million, 2.1, Super 2.3, Anthem 2.7, Delta Flyer 2.6, and then there was mine 3.6. Higher level with some more research. I'm guessing that applies there. So anyways, that's the strength of the ships that we had. If we look at the battle log, we went 9 rounds, and we have some of these officers that have their things that are triggering. I had Beverly Crusher trigger right there. 3 million critical for mine, 2.9, 2.5. And then we'll just scroll down a little bit. Let's see. And since Stella fires so many shots, it's hard to tell. I was trying to see where Giorgio... did she trigger at the very beginning? I don't remember. So let me get up here. But I was doing about 3 million criticals, which is pretty cool. Come on. Let me just get to the top. There we go. I want to scroll all the way down to the 9th round so we can see with that cumulative effect from Ash Tyler how much his attack or how much his benefit is increasing our damage. So there I'm doing almost 9 million critical. 9 million critical. And I'm scanning because I seem to remember, and Anthem had his 300% going for damage to Armadas. 10 million, 11 million, 10 million. So we went from, for me, I basically tripled the amount of damage I was doing from criticals, going from about 3 to about 9 million. So pretty impressive. So that's the benefit that I see there with using Ash Tyler and coordinating with your team, is you can do a lot of damage. Okay, so let's hop into the next one. This one was ran by, was it Yak? Yeah, Roaring Yak. He ran this one, level 47 player, and I believe Yak said he had a 42 Armada control center, so a little bit less damage because of that. Also, we only could have 6 Stellas because he doesn't have a level 50 Armada control center, so that definitely played into it. Just a quick look, battle log 1 of 15. So we went almost twice as many rounds before we finally blew up, all of us. We also decided to not run our buffs just to see how well we did. See, I'm doing pretty close. I mean, a little bit less, 2.8, 2.8, 2.6. So my criticals were about the same. Close to 3 million. Oh, how come it didn't jump down all the way to... Alright, I hate it when it does that. Alright, there we go. So I wanted to see where my ship ended up with criticals to show you. Let's Let's go to round 15 and just see. Okay, my Stella was the last one to survive. Makes sense at the higher level. So my criticals didn't grow that much. See, 3.5, 3.5, 3.4, almost 3.5, almost 3.6. So my criticals didn't grow quite as much. And Anthem and Thimble Rig. I mean, we had some of our stronger probably players there lasting a little bit longer. But so we didn't do quite as well there, and then we had to wrap it up. We launched the second one. I launched that one so we could get the victory and just clean it up. So where did we benefit? We benefited from having that 7th ship. We did massive damage in that first one, which is partially attributed to the fact that we had 7 ships, but we had all those buffs going. So for us and the level of our ships, it looks like we can beat 45s. We just need to make sure that we are buffed. And I would guess, if we go back, actually, where we lost, we knocked out the shields and a little over 60% of the hull, because 300 something million of the 500 million hull. I mean, we did pretty good. And so I would guess that we could have beat this if we had our buffs going, even with just the 6 ships. So the key is going to be having ships that have a lot of stellar research done in your group, buffing your ships, and using specific crews to do as much damage as possible as quick as you can to knock it out before it takes you out. So now that we've looked at that, I did upload some of this data into, or these 2 battle logs into Spots Club. So let's have a look at that. So here is the battle log comparison, comparing the epic loss to the epic win. Here's the total damage that was done. And let me see. It might be helpful for me to kind of zoom in a little bit. Let's see. That might be a little bit easier to read on the screen there, but if I zoom in. So, Quiet Riot, name of our group, name of our alliance. Here's the red line, and that ends in round 9. That's the one where we won. And as you can see, we were doing a lot more damage. See this huge jump in round 5? I'd have to look at the firing pattern of the Stella, but we consistently outperformed this other Armada where we lost. We're doing massive amounts of damage, a ton more damage from the buffs as well as from the I'm just trying to think here. It's late at night, guys. So from the buffs and having the extra ship, I think were big factors in that. So we took it out in 9 rounds. So it's really a matter of doing as much damage as you can as quick as possible. 9 rounds with the win. Rounds alive. I can't remember what that means, but we'll go over that. I think it's just... that probably refers to the target. I think that's what that refers to. Anyways, total damage 1.7 billion, and then obviously it's mitigating and whatnot. Amount from crits 1.5, much bigger than this, even though we only lasted 9 rounds. Once again, just doing a lot of damage very quickly. Shield damage, hull damage, you can see that there. Mitigated damage, let's see. The mitigated percentage was better, but not by a bunch. And so it's not like we had special crews. The crews were the same, basically. So we did about as much mitigated. Damage done was just how much was mitigated by the target. I take that back. Critical percentage, you can see that there, 53 compared to 46. So more criticals were done. Now damage taken, that's where we mitigated, that's the mitigated damage I was thinking of. So we were close to max mitigation here, but not too far behind with the other ones. Those were about the same. We took more shield damage, but total damage from crits. That's got to be partially or largely due to the fact that we had less rounds. The 9 rounds only. So pretty good results. Ultimately, what this proves to me is not just that another content creator is doing another video about this, but it proves that how you take these down is doing as much damage as you can as quick as possible. So anything you can do that's going to increase your damage, whether that's standard damage, isolated damage, whatever it is, the quicker you can do damage to these targets, the quicker they're going to go down, and the easier chance you're going to have to beat them. So I think, like I started saying at the beginning of the video, what really happened for me, the progression was looking at these and saying, these can't be beat in one shot. They just can't. To, okay, you need to have a big like G4, G5 ship in your group. But then what happens is the Armada credits are divvied out to all the participants based upon a percentage of power. And so when you have a massive ship, it's going to take most of the credits. And so you kind of lose that ability from the Stella to get as many credits as possible because that big ship takes such a large percentage of the credits. So what's left to divvy out, even when you factor in that Master Thief ability of the Stella, it's just not as impactful. So that's it. That's the video today. I hope this is helpful, and hopefully it gives you hope that you can actually work with your alliance. And I won't lie, I won't tell you it's easy. You're going to have some bigger ships in your group. I think we had 2 people, me and Anthem, that have max Stella research. So you're getting mitigation research, you're getting damage research from the Stella. So having that is going to be very impactful, and you're going to need Stellas that are probably, I don't know, haven't done this analysis enough, but where they've done a lot of the Stella research, maybe not all of it, but you're going to need some ships that are probably at least 130, 140 out of the 160 done at a minimum, I would say, and the more the better. I mean, if you had 6 Stellas that had maxed research, there's a good chance you're going to be able to take it down, maybe even without the buffs. So, interesting. Like I said, I'll post these results as much as I can on my Discord, and you're free to have a look at that and ask any questions. But hopefully it gives you help and some insight, not just saying, oh, they beat an Armada target. But what it does is it tells you that if you really assess a target and you look at the available skills of your group, meaning like I don't mean of your group, what available officers that the group has, then you can tweak your officers in such a way to beat those targets. The key here for this one, once again, which I've said multiple times, is do as much damage as you can as quick as possible before they take you out. And that's probably the general idea with whatever you're tackling. So this basic idea can be applied to various things within the game. So anyways, that's the video for today. I hope you enjoy it, and we will see you next time.